Hey everybody, my name is Matt with Technical Link. Today I'm going to show you how to create a dashboard within Excel. And I've actually been looking forward to doing this one. There's a few things that I use in here to set this up that you can definitely use in your other Excel spreadsheets. May help you out and make things a little bit quicker. Not to mention that this formula is extremely powerful and can be used in several different areas. This is a little more advanced, so if you haven't used Excel very much, I'm not going to explain a lot of what I'm doing. I'm going to assume that you already have some general knowledge of Excel and have used formulas before. So let's get started. What I've done is I created an Excel spreadsheet here, and it's just a list of dates, part numbers, quantity, and sales. And this just would be your detail. You could have a list of other fields here if you wanted to, but these are just some of the fields that I'm going to be using for this particular tutorial. I also created my dashboard on sheet 2, and what I'm going to do, what I would like to see for my dashboard, and what I like to see is the part numbers and the sales. And then from there, once I have the total sales by month, I can take Excel and trend out what may be happening with sales and see which part numbers are performing better than others. And then lastly, this will make more sense as we get into the function that I'm going to show you. But what I also did on this sheet was I created a begin and end date for each month. So January 1st to the 31st is on these two sales, and I did it all the way to June. Now, a quick way to do this, to fill these out, this is a series, and this is something else I wanted to show you. I select the first one, and then I select fill, and I select series instead of fill down. It knows that it's a date value. That last field is a date value, and I'm going to step the value by month and step the date unit by month, and the step value is going to be 1. So you can see it quickly filled in those months that are all the first. Now I'm going to show you this. This is actually going to create a little bit of an error. I'm going to do the same thing here. Choose month. And this is what I was talking about. As you can see, January, August, October, they all have 31 days in the month. So this series function is not without its little quirks, and this happens to be one of them. That if you're playing with dates, you want to select the last one that has the 31st greatest number of days that could possibly be in a month. And you do that, and you highlight the rest of these, and you do the same thing. Select months by 1. It'll default to 31 here, and if that's not a valid date for that month, it'll actually change it. The other way, by using 630, 730 is a valid date for that month, so it left it as that, even though that isn't the last day of the month. So we wanted the last day of the month, so selecting the 31st and then highlighting those and doing a series that way gives us the actual correct end of the month that we're looking for. Okay, just wanted to show you that real quick. Now let's go ahead and start on this function, which I have here. I'm going to use the SUMSIF function. We're going to sum a range, and it gives us the ability to select a criteria range and a value for that criteria. So, and we can do that with several different ones. We don't need to do that with just one. We can do that with several, and we're going to end up doing with 3 separate sets of criteria or conditions. So this, to me, this function is pretty powerful. So let's type some ifs, and as you can see, it's starting to fill in already with the correct function names. Now, some ifs, it's going to ask me for range, and I want to choose the sales. Now, what I did here is I created named ranges. So let me stop what I'm doing here and show you what I did there. On my details tab, this is the range of sales I want to sum. This is the dates I want to condition. These are the part numbers I want to look at. So those are the three things that I wanted to look at when creating my dashboard. So what I did was I created named ranges for those. And how you go about doing that is you select your formulas tab. Now mine are already created, so I can go in here into Name Manager and view them. If you want to just define them, you can define your own by clicking here and it'll pull up an empty box and you can name it. Let's go in here and Name Manager. As you can see, I have ones for date, parts, and sales. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to go ahead and delete dates, and I'm going to go ahead and recreate that one so you can see how it's done. So I'm going to type the name of my named range, which is dates, and what does that range refer to? Now it can refer to a value, a single value, or it can refer to a range of values. So I want to refer to a range of values. So I select those by highlighting it, and there you go. Now I have my name ranges for all those dates. And I can do that for all those. One of the nice things about name ranges is this grows. It's really quickly to just edit this. Highlight this and change your name range for all those. So a quick way to keep your functions up to date without having to do a whole bunch of changes within your formulas. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started again. And the range we're going to sum is the sales. And it already starts to come up, so I'm going to go ahead and just click that. Now, first range is my criteria. Now, the first range I want to do is my date range, my beginning date range. So let's do dates. You see that comes up also as I start to type dates. Select that. Now, that's my range of dates. Now, what kind of criteria do I have? So this is January, so I'm going to use that third sheet. So I'm going to, in quotes, put less than, greater than, I'm sorry, or equal to. Then I'm going to add the ampersand here, and then I'm going to choose sheet through, and I'm going to choose my begin date. Okay, so that's going to give us the beginning date range that I want to search for. Now, we're also going to need an ending date range. So let's go ahead and add another criteria range. We're going to do dates again. See that starts to pop up. Great, makes it easy for us. And then my end is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be add the ampersand again. We choose our ending date range. So this is less than, I'm sorry, this is less than or equal to. And then we have a third criteria. We want to add in the part numbers, because I want to only know for January on this line all the part numbers for 10522. I want to know the total sales. So for that date range, I want to know part numbers too. So as I start to type, my name range for part numbers comes up. I'm going to select that, and then I'm going to give it another set of criteria. Now this is going to be equal to, and then I'm just going to do ampersand again, and I'm just going to select that first part number. Go ahead and end it, and that's it. So as you can see now, I have my formula set up, and you're thinking, great, I can just simply copy this down and add my part numbers. It's not quite that easy. One of the things we want to do is we want to make these dates absolute values, and then yes, we can copy that straight down. So what I'm going to come in here, I'm just going to click in the box so I can edit the function, and I'm going to add a dollar sign in between the cell values, and that changed it to what is known as an absolute value, which means as I copy it, it tells Excel this is the value I want no matter where you move it to, where I copy it to. So let's use it. So now that I have that done, I can simply just drag this down. And so if we looked at 105.23 for January, we would probably have 34.95 in sales too. So 105.23. I do have a couple more for May. So let's make sure that this works before we go. So let's just go over to May. Now, I'm just going to copy this function over because everything's going to be pretty much the same thing. Now it's 0 here because we're using as we moved it over, it's not using the correct part number. It's using this sheet, which is the correct sheet, but it's using this one row. So we actually still want to leave it to A. Now, we left this as absolute values. Now, the problem with it is that it's still actually looking for January's dates. And so for January, this is correct, but we're in month of May here. So I'm just going to go ahead and look over here real quick and see that my value for May is A6 and B6. If you look there, that tells me. So I'm just going to go ahead and edit these real quick. Change that to a 6. And change that to a 6. So those are the two values that I needed to change. And then I copy this down also. And we can start doing some formatting here if we wanted to make it a little bit nicer. But that's it. That is how you would set up this as a dashboard. Once the first line of each month is set up properly, copy them down for multiple part numbers. It will not be a problem at all. And you can use this dashboard as it grows. You just would then need to update your named ranges, and that will keep your spreadsheet up to date, and you can do your other calculations. I hope you enjoyed watching this today, and as always, if you have any comments, please feel free to email us at support@technicallink.net, or you can reach us at our toll-free number that's on our website. Thank you.